All right. Hello, everyone. A very good evening to all of you. And welcome back once again to the free Shiksha TOEFL classes. And I'm very happy to see the comment section, being light by the comments again and again. So that's a great thing which I can see here. So as I can see, you have already, started commenting on the comment section, your names, your places. That's lovely. So that is what we do as a small engaging activity in the beginning of the class. In fact, every class, not just today. So yes, I would love to see the comments and I would love to see from where are you talking to us or chatting with us. So please comment down your locations, your places where you are from, and then maybe we can move on with the class in a minute or so, right? So within a minute or 2 minutes I'll be starting with the today's class. So again, today is the day when we'll be covering up the assessment questions for the TOEFL reading module, and I will be covering up all the sample questions. I'll be showing you at least one sample question from each of the question types in the reading module. And before we start with the class, I'm also going to, discuss with all of you who are especially new to our class, especially with them, because people who are already aware of the latest pattern and who are joining us on a daily basis, they must be knowing about the latest pattern which has been revised for the TOEFL exam. So I'll be covering up that one slide as well, and then we'll be starting with the today's class. All right. And apart from that, also I have a small good news for you that I'll be sharing in the end the referral code which you can actually apply to your registrations when you are registering with us. Okay, you can actually go about it, and then in the end I'll be sharing that referral code. So those two referral codes will be shared by me on the comment section as well, so that you can just copy paste it from there. And guys, if you have not registered so far with us, then please do register. Why do I say that? Because until unless you do not register with us with the help of the link which is given in the description below, or you do not subscribe with us, you will not be notified for the upcoming classes which we are giving for free. Okay, these all classes, daily TOEFL classes, are free of cost. You do not have to pay anything. And we did the same thing with IELTS as well, and we had a major response. We had a very, very big, bombastic, I would say, response from the candidates who were appearing for IELTS that time in the month of June and July. And as it is a peak time to give the IELTS exam, that was a really big help to so many people, and we got a lot of comments from the candidates. So I'm expecting the same from TOEFL as well. And yes, I always suggest the students to join with us live so that you can, actually ask your doubts and queries. Because just for your information, I also give time in the end to ask your doubts and queries. Okay, so I give 10-15 minutes extra in the end of every class so that you can ask your doubts, you can come up with your questions, and I will answer them one by one. Okay. So I'm not seeing many messages. Please comment it down on the comment section. Where are you from? I would love to see that, so that then gradually we can start with the class. So Ranganath is saying good evening, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. And he's saying that he's from Hyderabad. Okay, Hyderabad is a lovely place. Then her bookshelf. So hi, her bookshelf. I do not know your name. Okay, you've written it here. Methali. Methili. Okay. Methili is from Mumbai. All right. Aditya is from UP. Okay. So yes, I can see these comments so far. Any other comment, guys? Any other person wants to take the name of their location or their capital, their city, their country? Because as it is, if you must have noticed in our previous videos as well, we are getting a lot of traffic, not just from India, but also from outside India, from places like Nigeria and Kenya, then Nepal. So we have a lot of people. Yes, see, just by commenting this, just by talking about it, I can see the comments already lying on the comment section. So Buffy Augustine is from Ghana. Hello. All right. And then we have Nikhil Sai is from Philippines. All right. Philippines is also a very lovely place. Sai Ram is from Andhra. Okay, great. Ashim is from. Ashim has not written the location. Okay, no problem. Hi, good evening, all of you. Good evening. So I welcome all of you once again, and we do this activity so that we have a little bit interaction before I actually start with the class, so that we are all get in a jolly and learning mood to go through with the class for another 40-45 minutes. Okay, so Ajasa is saying he's from Africa, South Africa. That's great. That's great. So as you can see yourself, guys, that so many people from outside country and all of over the India, all over India as well. So that's a great response, guys. Thank you so much for writing that on the comment section. And now we'll be starting with the class. You may stop writing now on the comment section, and let's concentrate on the slides now. So our first slide, our first slide is to be covered. So as you can see in front of you, reading module. So we are talking about the TOEFL reading module today, and I am going to focus on the assessment question and answers. Okay, so we have already finished the reading module detailed version yesterday. So since 1.5 weeks, we were talking about the different kinds of questions which come up in TOEFL, and then we were talking about their tips and strategies. We were talking about their detailed definitions and what kind of questions are there and what are the sample question and answers which you actually get in the TOEFL exam. We discussed all of that. So in case you have missed out on those videos which we covered in the past 1.5 weeks of August, so as you know that we have just started with the daily TOEFL classes in the month of August itself. So definitely if you have lost your track on that, you may register with us in the with the help of the link which is given in the description below. So that will directly take you to our landing page where we have the for the TOEFL calendar, we have it. And then we also have the calendar for IELTS exam. So in case you have missed out on our daily IELTS classes, which happened in the month of June, then definitely you should watch out for it because all those classes were free, nobody paid for it, and it went on really well. And same is the response for TOEFL as well. So I'm happy to see that. And coming back to the slide, so today we'll be only focusing on the sample question and answers. So you will be seeing what kind of questions can you encounter, and I have also given you the answers. So later on, when you want to rewatch the video or you want to practice by yourself for your self-evaluation, definitely you can come back to this video or any other video which you like, and then you can practice by yourself. Okay, so now I'll be showing you the latest pattern first. The questions have been revised and the latest timings have come up for TOEFL exam. So let me show you from the beginning. Reading has there has been a reduction in the number of questions for the reading module for the reading exam, so that's a good news. And as you can see, the total timing has also decreased to 2 hours. So earlier, the TOEFL exam, people had to give it for at least 3 hours. Okay, and that was a very long time for the candidates. People used to get tired writing for all the 4 modules. So definitely that was a heavy task to be completed. And now for TOEFL aspiring candidates, this is a good news because timing has reduced and the number of questions and timing for each module as well. Right, so let's look at reading first. So number of questions is 20 now, and the new timing is 35 minutes for the reading module, okay, for the reading exam. Then for listening exam, the number of questions are 28 in number, okay, now, and the timing which you will have to complete the listening paper in is 36 minutes. For speaking, if we talk about, then we have 4 tasks and 16 minutes. That is the time which you will take to complete those 4 tasks. Then writing will be 2 tasks again, just like the before pattern, and 29 minutes in total you will be taking to complete the writing section. So this is the latest pattern, guys, which has come up. So you can rewatch the video, you can take the screenshot if you want, and you can save it in your mobile phone and laptops just to know if you are willing to give the TOEFL exam very soon. Okay, so Ashim is saying, ma'am, I love this video. Okay, thank you so much, Ashim. And he's saying that I read in class 6. All right, so for class 6, I don't think so this video is meant, because this is for majorly for people who are willing to, go outside abroad, migrate abroad and study there and do their higher or post graduation. So I'm sure this will help you in your future. But yes, if you're liking the video, and if you want to get more knowledge about the TOEFL exam, if you want to give it in your future after 12th class, then definitely you should watch this. All right, coming back to the video, guys. So first we are going to talk about the inference question. Okay, not talk about exactly, because we have already talked about all the kinds of questions in the reading module in the previous videos. But today I'm going to show you a sample passage and a sample question. So guys, I have a small quick question. So I'll keep asking you quick questions. Please be very impromptu or very quick in writing your answers, because I'll not be taking much time in that. So what do you mean by inference question? I want this answer very quick on the comment section right now, and your time starts now. And why am I asking that? Because I can see a lot of people coming from the previous videos as well. So I'm sure most of you have um, learned about the inference question from me in the previous videos. So let me see how many of you actually remember when I taught you inference question. So what is the meaning of inference question here in the TOEFL exam? Please write your answers on the comment section, and let me see who all give the correct answer. So whoever will give the correct answer, I will take their name and the answer, and definitely you will be in limelight for some time. And I'm sure nobody regrets that. Everybody would enjoy that limelight. So let me see how many of you actually comment down what is an inference question. Please write down the meaning, guys. Logical assumptions. Okay, quite similar to the exact answer. So Sairam is saying logical assumptions. Okay, Maureen is saying imply, refer. Very good. That is very, very close to the answer, Maureen. Very nice. Any other answer, guys? Anyone else wants to comment down about their knowledge on the inference question? Okay, so I can see comments popping up. Okay. Okay, so Ashim is also trying imply, refer. Yes, the spelling of refer is wrong, so please correct it. Nargis says do not have direct answers. Okay, all right. So, guys, thank you so much for writing that. And inference question, yes, as people said, that, it means to imply, to refer, or maybe to, in TOEFL, it means by assuming the answer beforehand, before you actually get to the correct answer, assuming the answer. Okay, assuming or guessing the answer. And it also, requires your logical assumptions. That means rational assumptions. So that was the point which someone gave in the comment, and that was correct, logical assumptions. And it also means the connections which you form by reading the passage in the TOEFL reading exam. When you read the passage and then you make connections on your own, and then you come up with a new conclusion, right? A new ending to it. So that also means what is inference, and that is what the question is about. So you basically just infer about it. You just basically, think and assume about it. All right, so as you can see here, a word has been bolded and underlined. So this word has to be taken into consideration when you're doing such kind of inference question, so that you have to, come to a conclusion. What does it actually mean in the passage? And the inference question will something look like this. The question is, paragraph 5 suggests that a distinct interpretation of the iridium in the boundary clay is necessary because, and then there are few pointers given to you, right? So you have to select among these which is the correct one. That is what you have to do in the inference question. Now, after knowing about the inference question, how would it look like and what do you actually have to do? What do you think is the meaning of vocabulary question? Of course, it's quite self-explanatory. It's easy to, guess the answer. Of course, it will be about the vocabulary question. So whatever word has been given here, for example, indigenous, this is the word which has been bolded here. So definitely they are asking you the meaning or what does it actually mean in the passage, with the help of this word. And then the question might look like this in the paper. The word indigenous in paragraph 1 is closest in meaning to which word? Intelligent, foreign, native, or friendly? So answer is C, that is native. That is what it means here in this passage. Now, one word which has been bolded here in the vocabulary question, any word can come up, and for that you'll have to have a good vocabulary or a good grasp of knowledge, on words and phrases. Okay, so yes, okay, so Abha Jain is already commenting, understanding the meaning of clues asked in the paragraph. Yes, of course. So her bookshelf is also writing, selecting the synonym of the highlighted word. Exactly. So as you can see here, indigenous, and you have to provide the meaning which it has in the passage. So one word can have several meanings as well. So please read the passage first. Even if you know the meaning of the word, please do not guess and write the answer by itself. Read the passage very carefully because the usage and the context of the word can be different from the others, right? So even if you know the meaning of the word, that is good for you. That is well known vocabulary from your side. But of course, please read the passage as well. Moving on to another kind of question. So, reference question. This question I asked in the beginning also when I was teaching you this question. So, let me see how many of you write the correct meaning of reference question. What are referral questions, guys? Can you please comment it down on the comment section? Let me see how many of you remember it. So, when I was teaching you, I told the meaning of reference question. And now let me see how many of you can replicate it, how many of you can write down the same meaning which I told you. Yes, I'm waiting for your answer. I'm sure many of you must be remembering it. So Ashin is writing down native. Yes, that was the answer to it. Okay, so her bookshelf. She has given the first answer, choosing what the pronoun refers to. Very good, very good. So you are quite close to the answer, not just pronouns, it can be any word in context of the paragraph given. Yes, of course. Great. So her bookshelf, I can see that. Sorry, not her bookshelf. Now I know your name. So Mithili, right? Mithili. So Mithili, now I know that you are attending our TOEFL classes very concentratingly, and I can see the attention which you're giving to the questions. That's good. That's great, in fact. Very nice. So Maureen is also saying an example from the earlier version. Okay, Maureen. So that is not exactly the answer, but yes, it's a little bit close to that. All right, so I will not take much time of yours now because we have a lot to cover. So, guys, reference question, of course, what you're saying is true, but let me give you the correct definition again. So, it asks you to, actually identify and recognize the relationships between the words which have been given as highlighted words and the words in the passages. So, basically, what you have to do is there will be one word, for example, here once has been underlined and bolded, right? So, this word will be asked in the question, and you'll have to give a relation of this word with other words and phrases in the passage. So let's look at the question. What will the question actually look like? Okay. So question would look like this for reference question. The word those in paragraph 1 refers to survival, gene pool, attributes and qualities or natural selection. So here the answer is attributes and qualities. So you will read, the passage and then you will also look forward for the word which has been bolded and of course the pronouns. So yes, you have to look out for the pronouns. That means this, that, these, those, which. Okay, so all of these words should be there in your mind while attending the reference question because these are the words which will give you the reference in the passage. Yes, so Nergis is also saying what is highlighted word refers to. Yes. So the ones are the subject to relate to selective pressure. So you can just read few lines before this, highlighted word, and you will come to know what is being talked about. Okay, so you can just read one or two lines before the highlighted word and after the highlighted word. Please read in both the cases, the before and after part, to understand it better. Okay, so the answer is C, attributes and qualities. So later on, when you rewatch the videos, you can, just read this paragraph, and then you can, the word those, you can find the word those, and then you can relate it in the passage, what was being talked about. Okay, now I'm coming to the purpose question. So, purpose question, it tells you what? Can anyone tell me on the comment section? We have come to another section now, another kind of question. So, what is purpose question? Let me see if you remember what I gave you, as a definition when I was teaching you TOEFL reading questions. So, what is purpose question? Anyone? Please write down your answers on the comment section. Okay. So I cannot see the answers till now. Nobody knows the meaning of purpose question? All right. No worries. So till the time you also write your definitions and answers on the comment section, I will tell you myself what does it actually mean. So in the TOEFL IBT test, your purpose question basically relates to your, testing of your ability to understand why a certain, argument or an idea has been used in the text. So, for example, whatever is being talked about, whatever idea or whatever thought has been, talked about in the passage, definitely that argument needs to be related to that question. So for example, what is the purpose of writing those arguments, those ideas? You have to find that purpose in the answer. So let's see what will be the question like. So the question will be like, in paragraph 4, what was the intention behind the author's inclusion of a quote expressing skepticism towards the idea that natural selection could account for the intricate complexity of the human eye? Now, this can be a very huge sentence to, read and understand. No worries. Just underline the keywords which you find and underline the difficult words which you find are difficult for you to understand, or you're not able to, get the meaning of. No need to understand each and everything in IELTS and TOEFL. I always suggest that. Just go back to the passage and try to read the lines and the words where these kind of words are located, which are difficult, and then try to get the meaning out of it. Okay, so the first is to present evidence supporting the existence of irreducibly complex systems. And then second is to demonstrate, third is to provide support, and fourth is to substantiate the claim. So the answer is D. Of course, you can come back later on to this question. You can read all the four ABCDs, and then you can go back to the passage to relate to the one which is the answer. For example, the answer is D, the last sentence. So you can try to find out this purpose in the passage. Okay, so this is the purpose, or this is the reason why the author has written the sentence in the text. All right, so if you remember, detailed factual information question and negative factual information question, these two questions were the questions which I actually covered up in the first class of the TOEFL, right? So, yes, we'll just go through the questions very carefully and very quickly because these are quite easy to handle. So, basically, these questions are related to the facts which are being talked about in the passage. Okay, so the questions will look like this. According to paragraph 3, what means has the estimation of the development of a fully functional vertebrate eye can be conducted? Okay, this is the question, and these are the options. estimations, and estimations. So the sentences are starting with this word, and the answer is A, this first one, this first option. Okay, so you can just read the passage and come back to this question and see how the answer is A. So basically, we have to find the facts which are related to this particular question. Now, if we talk about the negative factual information question, always I told you it is just the opposite of factual question, negative factual. Okay. So, definitely the questions will look like this. All of the following are mentioned in paragraph 4 as a viewpoint. To state the natural selection is difficult to prove except, so you can see this except in bold. Why is in capital? So why is it in capital? Not, no, and except. These words will always be there in your negative factual question. Okay, so please do not ignore these words, because these are the words which will help you to recognize that, okay, now we are going to attempt the negative factual questions. Okay, so there will be three options out of the four, A, B, C, D. There will be three options which will be in in relation to the sentences in the passage, and there will be one that means except. That option will be, apart from all these three options. That means we have to select that one option which is except all those three. That means we have to find the negative point which is not matching with the sentence in the passage. That is the meaning of negative factual question. Okay, so a negative fact, basically it's self-explanatory term, so we have to find a fact which is negative to the points. All right, so now if I talk about the essential information question, that is also known as sentence simplification. So if you just remember, we just did it last day, or maybe just day before yesterday, we completed this kind of question. So a point, or a long sentence has been marked in bold and underlined. So you have to obviously focus on this sentence, and the questions will be like, which of the sentences below best express the essential information in the highlighted sentence in paragraph 4? Okay, so this highlighted sentence, the question has been based on this. And incorrect choices change the meaning in important ways or leave out essential information. So if you remember, here we had to apply that elimination process. And what is elimination process? That process is, a kind of that is the only game actually, guys. That elimination process is that you're omitting, you are just crossing out the options or the pointers which you do not need for the answers, so that it's easy for you to come to the correct answer soon, okay, or very easily or very quickly. So once you start eliminating the pointers or ABCD points, so the more closer you get to the answer. For example, you're reading the first option A, okay, and you feel that that is not the option or that is not the answer. Please strike it out with a pencil, or please strike it out in the notes when you're doing it on computer. Okay, and then you just come to the B point, and then you realize, okay, that is also not the option, so you just eliminate it in your mind. Okay, if you cannot do it on paper, then definitely you can just eliminate it in your mind, that okay, I do not need this answer, I do not need B also, so you're just left with C and D then, right? So it will be easy for you to select the answers from two options rather than four options. So this is how you make your work easier, by eliminating your wrong answers. Okay, and that is the catch here in this kind of question. Now if I talk about the sentence insertion or insert text question, so if you remember, we just did this kind of question day before yesterday, and there were four, boxes, black boxes or black squares or rectangles, you can call them. These are given in your papers in the passage itself, okay, in the reading exam. And what you have to do is, as you can see, after every sentence, there is a box. And after the box, there are pointers like A, then after this box, B, C, and D. So there are four options you can see. Now the question will look like, in paragraph 5 of the passage, there is a missing sentence. The paragraph shows four letters, A, B, C, D, that indicate where the following sentence could be added. So the following sentence, choose the place where the sentence fits the best. So a sentence will be given to you, okay? So the sentence is this, for example, in the starting of the passage, trade was difficult for early Europeans trading with the Native Americans during the first trades. So this sentence will come where in the passage? That is the question. So you have to answer whether it will come after A or after B, after C or after D. Okay, so that you have to choose by reading the whole passage, and you will see what is the hierarchy or what is the level of the sentences, what is the starting pitch and the ending pitch of the passage, and then accordingly you will fit this sentence, where my cursor is, this sentence, in the passage. This is how you do this kind of question. So I have given the answer. You can relate to it after rewatching the video. So after this, we have the last question now. And after this, guys, I'm going to give you that referral code and I'm going to take your questions. So please be very, very attentive. Okay. So Ashim is asking question. Ashim, that is your homework. Okay. Cretaceous. That is your homework. And you will come back tomorrow in the class live and give me the answer for Cretaceous. All right. So vocabulary can be, read by yourself, and that is a very easy task because nowadays, we have Google, and Google has all the answers. So please read the meaning of Cretaceous from there, and definitely everybody would be learning the word from there, and then come back tomorrow and tell me also the meaning. Okay. So let me just finish the PPT, guys, because otherwise there will be a break of the flow. All right, so complete the summary. This is the last question which we are going to cover now. Okay, prose summary question. This is also known as that. So I have given you a lot of sentences and passages here. A lot of words have been marked in bold and underlined, and a sentence also. So you can just come back to this passage later on while rewatching the videos, and then you can actually get back to the right answer. So I'll just show you how the question looks like for this prose summary question. Okay, so directions are: an introductory sentence for a brief summary of the passage is provided below. Complete the summary by selecting the three answer choices that express the most important ideas in the passage. Some sentences do not belong in the summary because they express ideas that are not presented in the passage or are minor ideas in the passage. Then this question is worth 2 points. So always remember, guys, that this passage this question particularly is for 2 points. As I have told you yesterday also, that it carries more marks as compared to your other questions. So please be aware of this, that you know you have to attend every question very wisely and very concentratingly, and of course you have to attend these kind of questions with more attention where you need more marks. So this one question is worth 2 marks. Okay, so drag your answer choices to the spaces where they belong. To remove an answer choice, drag it back. So here in this question, you will have the option of dragging it up and down, and you have to start with the major points and then you have to come back to the minor points. So what exactly you'll do is you will be able to drag these pointers above, or maybe if you want to get this down, then you will be able to drag each and every option anywhere up and down. Okay, that is what you can do. So this option is worth 2 marks because your marks are divided. Okay, and of course the answers have been given here, B, D, and E. So you can just realize what is the correct answer by reading the passages which I have given you. Just please come back to this video and rewatch it. And also refer back to the videos, because if you are directly attempting the questions, you will not realize how to answer them. Okay, so you need to know about the questions, you need to know about the tips and strategies which you have to apply to these questions in TOEFL reading paper. So please refer back to the videos which I have made earlier and which are posted on our YouTube channel, Shiksha Study Abroad, with the same name. So please register with us if you want to know more about these questions in detail. Okay. So guys, now is the time for showing you the referral code. So let me show you the referral code. Please do not ask any question right now. Please wait patiently, as I said, because it breaks the flow otherwise. So please understand that, guys. And I will give you some time in the end, as I said. So right now, just let me finish with the teaching. Just let me finish with the talking part, and then definitely I'll give you some 5-10 minutes to ask your questions. So guys, I'm going to show you this code. So this code is SHIK in capital 602023. So this code basically will help you to avail the best discounts. Okay, and especially if you want to register with us for the TOEFL course. So please do register and avail the best discounts, because this is a kind of practice which you can do, by yourself. And of course, there is one more code. So this code is this one. So as you can see, I'll just increase or just zoom it in. So this is the code, and you can save this much money. This is for TOEFL and GRE, and this is again for GRE. Okay, so we are giving a combo course as well, as you can see here. So now my part has been finished, and uh, yes, so now my part is finished. Now is the time to ask your questions. Yes, guys. So, Asham, I know you're very young here among all us, and TOEFL is of no use to you right now. So, no need to attend these classes, dear, because I don't think so that it will help you in your school right now. It's a very, very high level English exam. So, yes. All right, so Ram Khatri has already given the meaning. Well, Ram Khatri, that was the homework for everyone, but okay, now you have made it easy for them. So, yes, guys, please read out the meaning of Cretaceous here. If you want to know the meaning, then it's given here by Ram Khatri. That's great. Yes, so now I'll take up your question. So Mary wants to ask, I have a question. Okay, I'm taking TOEFL exam on 19th of August. Do you have any tips for the speaking and the writing section? Okay. So for speaking, I will just give you one general tip, that just be confident, first of all, and do not hesitate in talking, because as you know, in TOEFL exam, especially in the speaking and writing, there is no mentor or there is no trainer or teacher in front of you, and you have to be very clear in your speech so that the computer is able to recognize your voice and understand what you're saying. So just be very clear with your pronunciation skills. That is what I would suggest. And for writing, I would like to suggest, please be very careful of your punctuation marks, of your capitalization letters. Okay, capitalization rules, where do you have to make the capital and where do you have to make small. And of course, for writing, I would suggest there has been an introduction of one, important task which has replaced the independent task. So I'm sure you must be aware of that. From 26 July, now we are, heading towards a different task in writing. So integrated task is there it is, and for independent task, there is another task which has come up instead of independent. So that is academic discussion, writing on an academic discussion. Please see and read the sample answers from there, from Google or from any good site where you think you can find out some practice papers and write down, and know the meaning of this kind of question. So yes, writing, as I've told you, just be very crisp in your writing and write according to the question. Please do not deviate from the points, because deviation also gets you to lose marks. And of course, for speaking, I've already told you. So I hope that those few general tips would help you, because as it is, it's very less time now remaining in your taking exam. So I would not like to give you anything very much in detail, or anything which is, which will not be good for you in your exam. So definitely, I'm sure you must have been prepared well. So these are few general tips from my side for speaking and writing. Although we are going to cover writing and speaking in the upcoming classes, but till then you will already be finished with your exam. So these are the few general tips. Okay. So Mandy is saying thank you so much. I think they are thanking Ram Khatri right now for the answers. So Ram Khatri is saying, so sorry, ma'am, I spoiled it. Homework. I'm so sorry, ma'am. Really sorry. Well, that's fine. That's not an issue at all. It's okay. They have learned a new word because of you, and that's a good news, right? So Nargis is saying, Mary, please share your experience about the exam here. Sure, she will, come again live here on this class. Please do come here live, okay, Mary, and share your experience of the TOEFL exam. And I would love to advise you that please go through our TOEFL classes, which have happened in the past 1.5 weeks. I'm sure you will gain a little bit knowledge from there as well. Those videos will be very helpful to you. Okay. Thank you for answering. Well, welcome and best of luck. Yes, Mary, best of luck. In fact, best of luck to everyone who is going to appear in their exam. All right, guys. So that was a lovely session, and as you know, that we are affiliated with ETS TOEFL as well. So as you can see on your screen, ETS TOEFL is the organizing body of the TOEFL exam, and definitely we are affiliated with that, and we are glad about it. So thank you so much, ETS, for supporting us, and that's like a boon for us as well as everyone, because we are more recognized now, and we will be coming up with more such free content to help you for your exam and help you migrate to your best favorite destination. All right, guys, so that was all from my side. Tomorrow I'll be starting with the listening module, so please be ready with your notepads and with your pen and pencils to make notes. As it is, these videos will be uploaded on the YouTube channel as well, so please do not forget to subscribe with us, and please do not forget to register with us, okay, with the help of the link which is given in the description below. So again and again I keep on repeating it, please register with the help of link which is given in the description below. So I hope that you understand that, right? The link is given in the highlighted blue colored link, okay? Just below this video you will find the link, so just you know uh, follow that, and I'll see you tomorrow at the same timing, 5 to 6 p.m. for the TOEFL classes. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for joining us. Bye bye. Take care.